See, old Kent, we're getting a rise out of Kent there.
It's fun to watch.
Old big engine Kent. Oh, Mr. Stage 2.
Yeah, this is a non-smoking show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No engines can smoke.
No.
Or explode.
You don't even see the rocket smoking. So.
Where's the meds at?
There aren't engines.
Mm-hmm. We didn't come up with any kind of safe words or anything like that. So you guys are on your own.
Okay.
The safe
We'll
word.
behave.
The safe word is LOSMANDY.
It's LOSMANDY. There you go.
It'll be a combination of us blowing it constantly and getting more marketing.
That's right.
You know, people watch train wrecks all the time.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
I remember Gomez on the Addams Family. He would have that little train set, and he would have 2 trains, you know, colliding every episode.
And he loved that, yes.
I loved it. I don't know.
I mean, everyone looks forward to a train wreck as long as they're not on it and their loved ones aren't on it.
But what if you are a train wreck?
There have been times I have drank enough to be a train wreck.
I'm a train wreck. For sure.
You're a train wreck.
100%.
Oh, you guys are all good. You're all good. All righty. This is good. We got a lot of people logging on already.
11 people watching on Facebook already.
Mm-hmm. We are simulcasting on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we are on the homepage of Cloudy Nights.
I'm surprised you're on Twitch, not because it's, you know, not sort of the de rigueur platform, but, you know, Twitch doesn't strike me as sort of the astronomical center of the universe.
Well, there's a lot of people interested in astronomy on Twitch, you know, so now it's not our biggest audience, of course, but
it was suggested to us by what, Astrobeard?
yeah, him, and also by Dustin Gibson at OPT.
And we're also broadcast on Ontario Telescope and Accessories.
Are we really?
That's what Steve Malya just said in chat. Hi, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. That's awesome. He's on the show right now.
But we can talk about
Eduardo Simone just ordered my AR-127 today, and I can't wait.
Are you going to be texting during this? You sure?
I'm positive.
What are the chances are that you just start looking at that? You're trying to think about whether or not you're going to turn it over or not.
I wish I had her cell phone number. I'd text her just to drive her crazy.
Yeah.
When it goes, bzzz, and I just keep texting her. Bzzz, bzzz,
Mine has a light. Mine flashes.
You can't even see this, but like, can you see this? She's actually got, you can see like fingerprints of her grabbing. Can you see that? Like actual like indentations of where she holds her phone constantly.
Wow.
Well, I'm on it quite a bit.
That's
And she had to check it again just now.
Let's see.
Well, I'm glad you two like each other, because if you hated each other, it'd be brutal.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a very uncomfortable seating situation right now.
We do actually hate each other. She keeps stomping on my foot. So
You're not supposed to say what's going on at the table.
whoa. The family show.
Family show, guys. That's right. No smoking. So what everybody sees right now is that we're going to be doing a global star party tonight. It's the 33rd one, starts at 7 p.m. Central. And tomorrow we're going to have Jamie and Peach on. He's coming on at 3 p.m. Central. And he's going to talk about going to give away all of his secrets to making super high resolution planetary imaging. So
From the cloudy UK.
from the cloudy UK. That's right.
Okay.
Does he have a cloud filter of some sort?
Following
I
the
know.
You put extra makeup.
Super persistent guy.
Yes, well, on my eyes. Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
that's good. You look like you put some extra lipstick on.
Yeah, I put lipstick on. I need it to. Right?
Why?
So I look
You
pretty.
look good. You got some nice lighting here. Something's happening.
Sport Alliance presents.
Holy Toledo. Look at that.
Yeah.
FirstLight Chronicles.
Not mess around here on the FirstLight Chronicles.
God,
show.
that was better than the Mars lander.
No,
No.
no.
But I
No.
wish they'd let me do the intros and the outros for the NASA Mars lander. That would have been fun. So
That would have been awesome.
yeah. So anyhow, we have our many regulars on watching us now. We have Mike Wiesner, of
Hi, Mike.
fame, and Harold Locke is on. He says good afternoon, and Richard Grace, the Astro Beard, says hello. And
Astro Beard. We were just talking about Astro Beard.
yeah, that's right. Yep, the Astro Beard.
Mr. Twitch, right?
He loves Twitch, So
Who doesn't love Twitch? That's what I want to know.
yeah, how could you hate Twitch? I don't know, but people do have their preferences, though. Some people don't like Facebook. Other people would prefer YouTube. So we just try to get a way to connect with us. So
But you're on all of those platforms, right?
we try to be on many. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. James, the astrophotographer, is on. He says, good afternoon. Just sitting around out back looking at the sun. There are two different groups of sunspots. That's right. I was looking at them today. You see those big binoculars behind me? We put white light solar filters on them, and it was a beautiful view of the sun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys, so when you do solar viewing on binoculars, do you find that actually makes a difference in terms of just like having a telescope?
I think so. I think so. You're working both sides of your brain. It seems like the contrast somehow is a little bit better than if you're looking through one, So, the people that are real fans of bino viewing in astronomy will tell you all the benefits.
Nice.
But I should proudly introduce our guests here today. We have Tanya Kennelly and Brian Valente from LOSMANDY, and we're live inside the LOSMANDY headquarters, the world headquarters for all those beautiful mounts. And, I don't know, is Scott in today? Scott LOSMANDY?
He is here. Yeah. He's in the back working. We took our time out to come visit with all you guys.
We got to crack the whip with Scott because we're behind. I mean, we're back ordered.
Oh,
and he wanted to come on and talk, and we said, you know what, you got to produce 10 mounts. So if he does 10 in the next few minutes, you might see him.
Right. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Now, where are you guys exactly in the office? It looks like I see like some of Scott's antiques and stuff behind you.
Almost looks like a soda fountain.
So we are kind of in this area. This is our new. So as you may know, we're about to launch a podcast.
Okay.
It's called the Tanya and Tanya Show. It wasn't called the Tanya and Brian Show, but she's kind of overwhelms me. So, but in this area,
wear a wig. Just wear a wig, look like Tanya. On the same
There we
glasses,
go.
Tanya.
I like it.
But so as you pointed out, though, Scott LOSMANDY is a huge
Antique collector.
huge antique guy.
Yes.
I mean, you don't see this on the other side, but we've got like jukeboxes, and what is this gizmo
A
here?
Wurlitzer.
A Wurlitzer. This is an old. It's got to be solid bronze. I think it's got to weigh like 400
Beautiful.
pounds. It's an
Look
old
at that old
cash
cash register.
and he's
It's an
got
ice cream bar. This the mirror. This is a Cold Stone ice cream bar.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
and then it's got like lit up stuff on the sides. I mean, it's a
Beautiful.
everything weighs like 4,000 pounds, so we can't move it anything. So we do our best to kind of organize ourselves around it.
Now, Scott not only likes antiques, but I know he likes like 1920s, 1930s music. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when he plays music in here, he's usually listening to the 50s. Like if he
50s,
wants to just
okay.
put on, yeah. But he does like that type of music. But yeah, if he's listening to a radio station, he puts on the 50s.
Oh, okay.
50s, 60s probably is, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I like some of it too. He was playing like something from the 30s or something we were at NEAF or I can't remember, but he was like really enjoying this old music.
Oh, into it.
And it was
Most of our
cool.
jukeboxes and our Wurlitzer and stuff, they have all the 20s and 30s music. So
I
He was
think
probably enjoying it because he had the 1920s like mint julep, something like that, and was like giving a little
cocktail.
yeah.
Okay.
A mint julep? That's like the 20s cocktail, right? I mean,
that's
that's
like
the
the
thing.
original cocktail, I think. Or
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, wow.
basically, you just get super hammered off of it.
I need one of those.
Right
After
now,
work.
just to kind of
you know, guys
relax
know
a little bit
what I'm
while you're on air here.
Like weirdly, you said that this morning too. So
Right. Okay, so our audience, I mean, you guys are totally free to ask any kind of LOSMANDY question you want to, but we're going to, we got some questions of our own here. And my first question is you know, I really wanted to know more about the culture, or what you two feel is the culture of LOSMANDY. You know, all companies kind of have this culture. Maybe it's hard for you to articulate, but we're going to try. So, right?
culture of LOSMANDY.
Right. So how would you, you know, if I just kind of throw that out there, what is the culture of LOSMANDY?
like on an everyday, it's like on an everyday.
I'll try it.
Okay,
Let me give it a shot,
Okay,
because I have been here, although I've been a LOSMANDY customer for probably
12
years,
Yeah.
12 years
Wow,
now. I
a long
only
time.
recently, within the last year, started working here. And LOSMANDY is it's a quirky place. You know, first of all, it's called LOSMANDY because of Scott LOSMANDY.
Sure.
And to a large extent, his personality and his work ethic and his sort of sense of the world permeates this place.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to describe to you exactly how overwhelming this place is with these gadgets and things.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
because I know when you go in there, the first time I visited Scott's place, I was blown away by how much antique stuff he had in there. That not only,
I mean, it's astonishing.
Machines, but he's got like a bar back there, right? I mean, he's got,
Right.
there's old paintings and this kind of thing. So that's,
yeah, I mean, and he's still collecting also. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, he just picked up a new, I would have to ask him.
Isn't it
but
a Gatling gun or something? Did he get like a Gatling gun?
Gatling gun.
I mean,
He did.
yeah. He bought an actual medieval, I am not making this up, a medieval suit of armor.
He does have an original suit
Like
of
from
armor.
medieval times,
Like
right?
legit,
Not a copy.
straight up.
Not a copy. Not a copy. It's true. It's
Does
a
he
true,
wear it?
it's a true one.
Does he wear it?
He should, but
But the people back then weren't as big as, you know, Scott's a tall guy, so they were small.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they were a lot smaller than they are right now. So
But
it's
those-
small.
And those were the warriors. Those are the big tough guys that wore that stuff. And you see
Yeah.
that going, okay, that was the biggest guy around, and he fit into that. And it's like,
I'm not that tall. I think I'm 5'3", and it probably is shorter than me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's small.
But here's the thing. Scott uniquely collects and has a tremendous appreciation for things mechanical, right? And as a machinist at heart, you know, he is always at the bench, fiddling with his mounts, tuning things. And I think part of the culture here reflects a love of things that are well machined, that are kind of representative of the best of whatever it is, whether it be the Wurlitzer or whatever this device is. He's got like little arcade, like really old arcade games where you kind of you shoot, but a little actual BB comes out.
Okay.
And he loves them, and he has a
And it
great
has to be
appreciation.
mechanical, right? He's not into the electronic stuff.
Correct. So
Correct, yeah.
no video games.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
I'm not even sure you can spell video. To be
We have
honest.
an old nut roaster here.
What did you just say?
Is it called a nut roaster? It's like a peanut roaster.
Yeah, right.
Did you say
Yeah.
old nut roaster?
It's an old nut roaster. I'm looking at it right now.
That's something I didn't think I'd ever hear in my life. Old nut roaster. But
So-
it's true. I mean, it's over there, right?
Yeah.
It's over there.
We use it. If it's
Right,
raining
and
in
so-
Burbank, we use it.
You roast old nuts?
you're overwhelmed by all this antique stuff you come in there. And Scott's like super, I mean, he's like super, he's not like this hyped up guy, you know, he's really relaxed. You know, he's someone that if you ask him something, he just doesn't blurt something out. You know, he thinks about it before he responds. You know,
That is very true.
Yes, he's the
Yes.
straight man here. And sometimes he's his own straight man. So then he'll tell a joke on himself and It'll be funny. He's very witty. He's very
Yeah.
quite witty.
Right. And he has a love of astronomy. So he did astronomical things, but his long pass is in entertainment, right? I mean, it's
a little bit of both.
in the movie
Yeah.
industry, right? So
Yes. Well, his passion for astronomy started when he was young. He was probably about 15 years old. I think that's when he belonged to the LA Society, Astronomical Society. So he belonged to that at 15 years old. I think I've seen like pictures, like people have sent him pictures. One of our customers sent in pictures of him, and Scott's back there, you know, so he was young. So that's really where that started. And then with the movie industry, I think a producer lived near him, and they said, you know, we experienced this problem when we're on set, and Scott figured out how to solve that problem. That was his, you know, the step into that direction. So
I see.
yeah,
You guys are big in that direction now, right?
we're doing well. Yeah. I mean, both areas we seem
Well,
to be doing
you should
pretty
talk
well.
about, but I don't think people know Porta Jib is part. Maybe you could talk about Hollywood General Machining, LOSMANDY Astronomical, which is of course what we're talking about here, what we're known for. But there's Hollywood General Machining, LOSMANDY, and
there's
then
Porta
Porta
Jib,
Jib. So
right.
maybe you could describe those three.
So yeah, well, Hollywood General Machining is actually the umbrella company, and that's kind of where Scott started. He was on almost just like a machine shop, you know, just doing one-offs. And then he came up with the product of the Porta Jib and trademarked it, patented it, and everything like that. And then he also did the LOSMANDY Astronomical and trademarked that. So those are all registered trademarks. And so that's why we have the two divisions, but Hollywood General is the umbrella company.
Right, but explain what a Porta. I don't know if everyone knows what a Porta Jib is.
A lot of people
So
don't know what
it's
Porta
the
Jib
camera
is.
support equipment. So we make about 3 products over in that division, or 3 sets of different products. So there's the dollies, which is the Porta Glides, which basically you put like a Fisher or Chapman on it, where the cameraman will sit on it, and then you have your grips pushing them along.
Okay.
So, but
These are big. I mean, that's a huge. You're talking about
thousands of
something.
pounds.
Yeah, that 3 people ride some device.
Yeah,
No.
the director.
You know.
Yeah, the director's riding on it, the cameraman. So that's one of the products that we make. We also make dollies that just go along a track, and you put a camera on top of it.
Cool.
They're used in many movies and movie sets. And then we also make the jib arms, which hold cameras on top of it, and you can move the cameras around to get close-up shots.
Right, jib movements, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's a certain shot that you're looking for to use our products. So right now it's going very well because everybody's in a small setting in a studio. So everybody wants jib arms because they're small.
Right.
Yeah.
Scott, I've shared my screen to show what they are.
Oh, okay. Very good. So
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we have people that do night sky photography. You know, they'll have like a little equatorial tracker or something, and then they'll have they'll use like one of these Sony A7, you know, mirrorless cameras, and they're doing Milky Way shots. But I've seen them where they're like tracking along the landscape or something.
Right.
And I would think that your track system would work for that pretty well.
You can motorize those. I know that there are motorized systems out there that you can put on our dollies,
Mm-hmm.
so that you could probably do something like that with. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
I don't know what they are, but I know that there are motorized ones that you can put on it.
Right. So one of our viewers says, I've used Porta Jibs many times. Now you're talking my language. Also use dollies. So this guy's
Nice.
yeah.
So he knows well, and he probably also knows. I mean, this is big boy stuff, right? These are when you have Spielberg or somebody else, and everyone loads onto the dolly, you know, and rides around and watches what's happening. I mean, if someone takes an A7 III and motorizes it and shoots the Milky Way, I swear to God, I'll give them a free T-shirt if they do use that using a Porta Jib. I mean, that would be an astonishing technical
It's hard to get a
accomplishment.
free T-shirt from LOSMANDY. No, I'm kidding.
Free T-shirt, right? Anybody who uses a Porta Jib to shoot a moving Milky Way shot, you're frankly using any camera. Let me say that, any camera. I'll send them a free T-shirt.
Okay. All right. So
The
now
challenge is out there.
all right. So we know a little bit about LOSMANDY now. Now let's talk about Tanya. Okay. Tanya has been in the industry now for a while. Okay.
I think it's been about 15 years.
Worked
almost.
at OPT for a long time, and
Mhm.
and that's when I first met you. Was there, and then and then you moved over to LOSMANDY, and you've been there, what, 3-4 years, something like that?
5 years actually this year.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I know that you are a valued person there. You know, LOSMANDY does not have a ton of employees. I would think that they have machinists, they have people that probably handle materials and packaging and that kind of thing. But you do a tremendous amount of sales there, I would think. Is that right?
Yeah, it depends on what hour it is, what hat I'm wearing. So, but you know, wherever things need to be taken care of, you know, like you said, we are a small company. So, so yes, I do a lot of the sales. I deal with the dealers. I deal with direct. I deal with customers, customer questions. I'll deal with the basic customer questions because since I've been here, I've learned a lot about LOSMANDY mounts and a little bit of troubleshooting of things like that. And then when it gets a little bit out of my knowledge base, that's when it moves over to Brian.
Yep.
So Brian's come on. Yes, Brian's come on and really, really helped fine tune the knowledge base, the knowledge that's out there to really have people utilize the Gemini 2 properly and make it effective for their, you know, photo ops.
Okay, but can we keep it real right now?
What?
Tanya runs this place. I mean, I just want to straight up say that.
That's what
Everyone follows her orders. She cracks the whip. At lunchtime, she lays out the orders for everyone to do. And we all say yes right away.
So you got your
that's just how it is.
Right.
Anybody
Am I
wants,
blushing right now?
if anybody wants something to happen at LOSMANDY, I swear to God, don't call me. Call Tanya because she'll either decide it's going to happen or it isn't. If you could, and sweet talk her, right?
Yeah, do not.
Sweet talking's great. Gifts are awesome. No.
No,
that is all true. I'm not
a
making this up.
She is.
I swear to you.
I got an amazing gift the other day from one of our customers.
Oh.
And do you think I can say his name? Greg Moody.
Yeah.
Greg Moody out there.
Okay.
He's waiting on his GM8G. And he sent me the most beautiful cutlery board, or
it's like a woodworking,
cutting board. Yeah, it's like a cutting board, but no, I would never cut on this. But if it's made of like bamboo, red walnut, blood walnut.
I feel like you should get it.
Okay, we can get it. We'll go get it because this is absolutely
artwork, right?
Art. It is absolutely
Keep
beautiful.
going, Tanya. Entertain
And
the
he
dog.
did send it to me, which I thought was so nice and so kind. I mean, he put so much work into this.
Oh, that's cool.
So I felt very, very honored to get this gift.
Right. Yes.
So, and I think it was sent to me a little bit to say, push me in front of everybody else, but we can't do that.
Well, that wouldn't actually really
it's
happen,
here,
right?
Brian.
I mean, you would.
Hold on, it's right here. Okay.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Isn't that beautiful? It weighs a ton also.
Oh my God.
And by
Isn't
the way,
that amazing?
this is not stained, right? These are actually different pieces of wood. This is
Beautiful.
unstained.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Beautiful.
This is bamboo here, the trim around this. Yeah.
So you're not going to like clean fish on this or something, right?
No.
No.
I think I'm going to put some cheese and some meats and some grapes on it while having a gin tonic or whatever.
Mint julep.
A mint julep.
Mint julep.
But I want to be clear about something though. This is not an endorsement for bribery.
No.
This is not, right? Don't send us stuff and ask for favors. Just call and be nice, and that's great.
No.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It isn't,
That's
right?
Nice.
You're not asking
It's
for
nice
stuff.
No,
to
I'm not.
have some.
No.
I know you guys show a lot of customer appreciation. You know, I've seen you've invited me to be in your booth. We were together at the Advanced Imaging Conference in San Jose the last time they ran that. You've been in our booth at NEAF, Northeast Astronomy Forum. We were going to share a booth at NEAF this last time and doing a tiki themed event, which we will do at one point when we are all in real life doing shows again. But in the
I hope so.
Yeah, in the meantime,
We've got a bunch of tiki classes.
I know.
oh yeah,
have a
then we
bunch of
have
tiki
tiki
classes.
classes, right? Yeah, that's right.
We
So
do. But yeah, well, it makes sense for us to kind of almost be in the same booth at times, just because we work together and what we use our mounts. We have our mounts, the LOSMANDY mounts with the Gemini 2 system.
Yep.
And we also make mounts for Explore Scientific where they put their PMC8 system on it.
That's
so
right.
it kind of makes sense to have the two of us, sometimes together in booths.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people who buy a LOSMANDY mount also buy an Explore Scientific OTA. It's a very popular combination setup.
Right.
So it
Brian,
makes sense.
Brian showed me some amazing, he was at AIS with this incredible deep sky narrowband shot that he did. And
yes,
so
so can we talk about that for a moment? Because at the time, you had sent over, I think it was your carbon fiber 165 millimeter refractor, right?
Right.
And do you guys have a picture of that? No, don't show that. Just
oh no!
Oh my God! No one cares about that. Let's talk about the telescope.
No, they love it. They love
that.
They love that.
He was talking about though. That's why I brought it up, because he just brought it up.
Okay, but we don't want to talk about this telescope for a second, because the thing is, when this thing showed up at our shop,
yeah,
I mean, this thing is like what, 6 feet long? I mean, it's a huge.
Our ED 165, so it's a 6.5 inch.
Oh my! It's monstrous. Right?
It is monstrous,
and it scared me. I had like telescope envy. It was just, I mean, and we thought like, what are we going to do with this thing? Like, we can't put it on anything.
It was painful for him to have to give it back to me.
G11, yeah.
But here's the thing, right? It was carbon fiber, and I didn't realize how incredibly light it was. It was almost like the G11 was overkill for it. And I don't know the specs on it, but I mean, I could certainly lift it with one hand.
Right.
And not only was it incredibly light, so it means that a single person could use it, but also thermally, and I'm making this up, Scott, so you got to make sure I'm not going to say something.
No, I remember
like
you told me you characterized the thermal expansion of the tube. So maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, so as any person who is faced with a deadline and has been loaned a bunch of equipment and is terrified about what's going to happen next, I went to my, the closest dark side I could find, which here is Mount Pinos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was it was freezing cold. And I was really concerned. I did have an autofocuser, but you don't want to burn up a bunch of time, running autofocus routines. If it drops half a degree and you want to run an autofocus routine, it takes 2-3 minutes out of your time. I mean, that's a frame right there, right? You start adding that through the night, and I was really concerned. But for whatever reason, I shouldn't say that. The carbon fiber tube doesn't really change as much as a steel tube. And in fact, I think, so I'd set my autofocus to something like maybe half a degree or something, which is pretty, it's pretty, I mean, I'm really about focus. That's me.
Oh yeah.
But I think it maybe ran like maybe twice the entire night. I mean, that was astonishing to me. So in addition to appreciating this amazing and very, very long telescope, I came to appreciate and just become a huge fan of carbon fiber. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you guys have a couple of different telescopes like that.
Sure. Behind me there, you can see there's a G11. It's got the telescope drive master on it. So it's got that high resolution encoder system. Okay. This is about the LOSMANDY system because you can add so much to it, and it's the price point when you get into it is not going to kill you. Okay. But it is an extremely high performance, super well machined, equatorial mount. I think it looks beautiful. Okay. So what I have set up behind me is, the G11's way overkill. It's just a 4-inch refractor with an ED80 on top of it with a couple of finder scopes. Right. But it's set up completely for remote operation, and it does extremely well. We use the same G11 to run the ED 165 at the Mark Slade Remote Observatory. Oh yeah, that's run remote all the time. I think it's got like over 90% uptime You know, it's remarkable. I mean, that it has made the Marks Glade Remote Observatory very productive, and those guys search for exoplanets, and they've already got one. They've got one bagged already. So,
All right.
Wow.
with the 6.5-inch refractor, which is pretty cool, but it takes, you know, having that mount so that it just works. So you don't have to wonder, is it going to work, you know, or is there going to be a problem tonight? There's never a problem with it. Okay. It's
That's
just so
great.
dependable, you know, and that's been a godsend for those guys. And that's the kind of thing I hear all the time, you know. So yes, you can spend 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 on a mount. But when you look at what the G11 can give you for under 5,000, under 4,000, it's pretty amazing. So,
Right, Scott. Scott, your telescopes, is 165 kind of like the longest in terms of the refractors that you guys offer?
yes, as far as refractors go, yes. We've talked about bigger refractors, but it starts getting into a very narrow market at that point, you know.
Yeah,
so.
that scares me.
Which makes them very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so a lot of folks think of LOSMANDY, and I know Tanya's going to have a lot to say about this, so I'm going to try to keep this short. But a lot of folks think of LOSMANDY as the G11, and it is the flagship product.
Yeah, it is something that a lot of people recognize. But you guys have you have the G8 system,
Right.
You've had a product. You've had higher end and lower end models. You know, and not lower end in performance, but you know, cost less. So.
Right. So I mean, it's the way I think about what you guys do. So you kind of got this 165, kind of the high ends, things like that.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way down, kind of sweet spot. You got like the 120s, the 100s, and the 80s. And you know, we really, although we're known for the G11,
Right.
I mean, we have a couple ones that really fit much better for those types of scopes, and really, you're going to save a bunch of money, but not sacrifice performance. And I think Tanya just was talking to some customers recently about this. So maybe you can talk about kind of these other mounts.
Well, we have I don't know if everybody out there knows, but I think it's getting more and more well known about the modular mount system that Scott has kind of came up with. And that's basically the entire family that we're focusing on right now. We used to have a Titan, but we're not doing that anymore because it's not part of the modular mount system. But the modular mount system has gone over very well, and it's starting to catch on. So the GM811 is another excellent mount out there. And I think the mount head is
a hybrid between a G8 and a G11 type.
Exactly. And so people will start off with that, and then they'll want to step up their game because they're really starting to get into it. And then so they'll buy just the G11 deck.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. I apologize.
No, it's a working place, so you're going to get phones that ring.
Yeah, it just happens to be that we have like a phone like 2 feet on this side and 2 feet on this side.
We have customer service people come in. Sometimes you'll get customers in the back.
I'm the customer service people. So,
Yeah.
So that modular mount system's really been taking off, and then you can have your G11, and then let's say if you do want to put a bigger telescope on it, like a 14-inch celestron, you just buy a Titan RA Access and take the G11 deck, put it on the Titan RA Access, and now you've got a G11T. So that's the entire family that we're focusing on now.
Very
yeah.
cool. Yeah, it's very smart of Scott to do that. So
yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, with the electronics, and it just kind of go into the Gemini system and tell it which mount it is, and it just changes the gear ratios.
Let me read some
pretty neat little system.
Let me read some questions and some comments here. Okay, let's see. I mean, Cameron Gillis would like to know what is the payload capacity, photographic payload capacity for the G11.
So the G11 payload capacity for astrophotography is 60 pounds. That is a true weight. That's a true weight. That does not include the counterweight. So we're talking 60 pounds of OTA.
That's a lot.
Camera equipment. Yeah. I mean,
that's over 100 pounds. So, I mean, when you add all of it together,
it's
right?
Not, a lot of people talk about this equation of, well, you got to take that and you got 50% is really the number. And I know there's a bunch of mounts that are like that, but LOSMANDY, we have people running 60-pound OTAs all the time, and it works great.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, The 165 weighs 28 pounds.
Is that the carbon fiber?
That's one that you
Yes,
have. Yeah.
that's the one you
I mean,
have.
that's a,
28
that in
pounds.
of itself is an astonishing number for a refractor that size. I mean, really, my hat's off to you guys.
Well, we wanted to keep people from hurting their backs, but you know, but if you have an observatory, you're all set up, you know, and a permanent setup. I mean, it's every astronomer's dream to have a big aperture scope up there, right?
Well, that's what right. And then this past year, with everybody having to stay at home, we're getting a lot of backyard astronomers. So there's been so much great things that have been coming out. I mean, we've been extremely busy, and I've heard throughout the entire industry that everybody's busy. Yeah. Everything's on back order, but it's nice to see also that people are still innovating because, you know, you got all these light pollution filters. So people are able to do these things in their backyard.
Right.
So, because, you know, here in LA, you shoot from your backyard all the time. I mean, downtown, this is LA, you know, light pollution.
Right.
Heaven.
You're using narrowband filters. Chuck Ayub is one of the guys who shoots with Explore Scientific a lot. He's 6 blocks away from downtown Detroit, I've heard. So, I mean, that's like, you know, crazy light pollution. And he's just shooting in his backyard. He doesn't go to a mountaintop somewhere. He doesn't have, you know, a remote observatory anywhere. He rolls them out of his garage. Okay. He's polar aligned and he just starts collecting data, you know, and his images, I mean, he's got several apods, you know, so he's a real inspiration. We had a guy in Singapore who was on one of our global star parties. He didn't own any of our Explore Scientific gear, but what he was doing, I thought was so amazing because he's in Singapore. Okay. He had just a window. I mean, this window is like this. Okay. He had his telescope drift aligned inside of this room. Okay. And he's just shooting how long he could shoot through the window and collecting data. Okay. And he had incredible deep sky stuff. He's in the middle of Singapore. Okay.
Wow.
So, you know, narrowband filters, amateur astronomer ingenuity and persistence and learning how to image process has really paid off, okay, in a big way. And now it's allowed people to, you know, you're not waiting for you know, dark of the moon month, you know, shooting maybe once a month. You can shoot every night if you want, you know. There's guys, so.
And from anywhere, you're absolutely right. I mean, and we get a lot of people. I mean, lately we've got a lot of folks, just like you're describing, who are shooting from a balcony, shooting from a window. They're running the issues like I don't have a view of Polaris. Like, how do I polar align? You know, and I'm shooting in the middle of some urban city, and yet filters, persistence, you know, some basic tracking, some basic telescope work, and some great image processing. A lot of, you know, social media knowledge is producing stuff that you know, are just astonishing by any measure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only thing they're left to compare their images against are from professional observatories. So, you know, and each other, of course, because they keep upping the ante of what is possible in amateur astrophotography.
Indeed. That's true.
Yes.
Right. And so LOSMANDY plays a huge role in that. And the company has been around now since the 80s. 40
years that we're celebrating 40 years this year. I know. 1981 to 2021.
This year. So we were just designing a t-shirt this morning on our 40th. We're going to send you one, Scott.
Okay. All right.
And Ken, you too.
I wear a size medium. So.
Okay. Size medium. You're going to love it. It's a great shirt. There's a great story to it that Brian put on it. Well, you guys will see it.
Don't blame me.
So if you find, what you should do is sign up on our newsletter because it's going to tell the story about the t-shirt. Nice. So anybody out there, if you go to store.losmandy.com, there's an area that you can sign up for our newsletter. I suggest doing it. It's a great newsletter. It's information. There's great information about LOSMANDY. There's great information about the Gemini system. We do an image of the month. Awesome. So I highly suggest everybody going out there and doing it. It's a fun read. It's once a month. And then we also have our YouTube channel.
Tanya?
What was that?
Who writes it?
All of us us kind of put our efforts into it, but Brian is the person that really actually puts it into place. But everybody's me, Scott, and Brian put
Okay,
all
that's
of our
cool.
thoughts into it,
That's very cool.
right?
Why are you always blaming me for stuff?
Because if it goes wrong, then I'm not on the I'm not on the
I can't
hot
believe you
seat.
just full boat just threw our newsletter out
Under
on
the
website
bus,
and everything.
right?
And then we have our YouTube channel, which everybody should subscribe to. We come out and, subscribe to it so you get the notifications when a new video comes out. That's a lot of fun too.
Mhm.
We
We're gonna do our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're not Twitching.
Okay, so what's
You've
going to be?
inspired us, Scott Roberts.
Well, good.
You've inspired us. We're doing a
We'll
podcast
see
now.
I mean, you guys are perfect on camera, so you're a perfect duo. You're
Awesome.
have that kind
I
of
love it.
sort of friction going on, but it's friendly and it's fun, and so
It's friendly.
it's going to be good.
On camera. We do it well.
Oh yeah! As soon as that camera goes down, man, it's just like
Oh, watch out. It's like
the
this.
sausage
It's like,
factory there.
oh
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So.
She's withholding my paycheck right now until this is done. I just want
That's
to be
right.
clear about
Oh, yeah,
that.
you do payroll too, right?
Oh yes.
Oh my God. All right. So, well, Scott LOSMANDY is very, he's very lucky to have both of you working there, and
Thanks.
I
He's
know,
a great guy to work for. Really is.
I've known Tanya for a long time. I've been able to meet you a couple of times. Brian, you're a great guy. And I think that, the LOSMANDY customer is really getting something very special. And so,
Well, thank you.
It's awesome.
We love working with our customers. We
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope that on your podcast and stuff, you give like mini tours or show some footage of the product being made and stuff. I think that people will really love that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you for your suggestion.
I think the only thing we figured out so far is we have to have a disclaimer on the front that we're probably going to use like profanity, say inappropriate things. I think that's all. Literally, I think that's all we figured out.
Everything on the show, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tanya is like, she talks like a sailor. And
I
I can't believe you're doing really
Okay,
well so
so
far.
we were at the NEAF show that had we gone to NEAF this year, okay, Scott LOSMANDY was going to wear like a hula skirt with coconuts, right? And we were going to make these tiki bars. Now we can't serve, real cocktails at the Northeast Astronomy Forum, but we were going to have mocktails. And so
We were.
I was thinking, where am I going to find dry ice? I wanted like smoke and stuff and tiki music playing in the background and stuff. After I did the Winter Star Party, they asked me to work with them to simulcast the Winter Star Party. We did 4 shows. Russ Brick, who's the president of the club, just called me. I was on the phone with him just before we got on the air, and he wanted to know how many people had watched and how many people had been reached, and the reach on the show was over 4 nights was, I don't know, 30,000 people. And
Wow.
Something like 14 or 15,000 people had watched. And this was just the Facebook channels. Okay.
Wow.
They counted up all the rest of the channels that were on. So it was great exposure for them. They loved it. And, but Sergio Figuera, who did all the videos and the editing of that program, great guy, works at Miami PBS over there and
Right.
does the Stargazer show. They did a fantastic editing job. So now, Brian, I know that you're a pro as well, and so I'm sure that you're going to bring your game on for the podcast, and it should be really fabulous. So
We'll see what happens. But you didn't make me think of something. Where's Scott?
Scott,
Hey, Scott.
come here.
Hey, no, don't come here.
Oh.
But how many people do we need to have viewing our podcast in order for you to come on with your hula skirt and coconut bra? 40,000.
No.
But if it's 40,000, you will do that. Okay.
40,000.
So I got my
That's
work.
all it takes,
I know
buddy.
what to do now.
40,000. All right.
As long as we'll be there. We will absolutely be paying attention to you.
Okay. All right. Well, but we are
thanks for-
expecting to do this, and we are going to have a global. We're planning. I don't know if we can actually pull this off or not, but we're planning a global star party. This is where it's all done virtually from all over the world.
Sure.
And Sergio is like super into tiki. Okay, now you guys made tiki glasses for our
We
event.
did. Where are the
We
tiki
did.
glasses, Scott?
Look,
He's
he's
back on
now
it.
he's mad.
Now
Now he's
I think
ignoring
he is kind of mad. He's going back to the machine right now.
Oh my
running.
God.
He's running away. That's right.
He's like, he gave me the stink eye when he walked by.
But anyhow, yeah, we were going to have the mocktails, but those guys from Winter Star Party, they're all in. So, and I'm going to invite you guys onto the Global Star Party. So we got to bring our game on.
Yeah, keep us
wearing a Hawaiian shirt or something, or something from Trader Vic's. I don't know. So,
Coconut bra?
yeah, Scott has to absolutely wear that.
yes.
If we say it, it's like anything else. We say it enough times, it will happen, right?
I'm just going to be wearing a T-shirt that looks like I'm wearing a coconut bra. So, because
There you go. That's the way to go. I'll do
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. So, but Guy, it was really a pleasure to have you guys on our program today.
Thank you for having us. It
We're
was
gonna get
really
you-
fun.
Yeah, and we'll do the Tiki Global Star Party. So
Keep us informed. Mhm.
yeah, I sure
Definitely.
I sure will. And hopefully we can get together and do a real event, together.
Yes.
But if we do that, we'll be broadcasting live too, so they'll be fun. They'll be a
That's
lot-
great.
Yeah. So is there any last words of any last thoughts, any words of wisdom, any special deals, anything that you want to offer out there?
Special deals. Well, I'll offer this. Okay. And I'm an astrophotographer. That's why I'm here. Right. And
Okay.
It just happens to be that I work at LOSMANDY and help other people out. But like a lot of us, we're about the imaging and we're about the cosmos and the universe and, continuing pushing the envelope. And we operate at kind of certain levels, right? And I'm kind of in this level of, just thousands of dollars, or, maybe a little bit more. And
yeah,
but I really feel like the gear that we build here at LOSMANDY, the G11, the equatorial mounts, we have these dovetails, all these accessories.
Oh yeah, the mounting
And-
ring, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but you look at kind of the product line of Explore Scientific, and they just seem to go really well together. And I'm not saying, I didn't rehearse this, and you didn't ask me to say this.
I didn't ask you.
But
No.
it's just, when you spend a certain amount on a telescope and a certain amount on a mount, you expect them to perform kind of similarly, right? You want a certain level.
That's
And
true.
for a lot of folks who work with us and work with you guys, that level is kind of a level up from where they were. Maybe they started on a DSLR, the A7 or on a Sky Adventure or something, and they're
Yes.
just looking to sort of go deep space or something like
Right.
that. And I just really feel that the line of mounts we have matched to the kind of telescopes that you guys are offering are just it's a great combination. It's the performance you want both optically and mechanically to produce some really great images. And that was my experience in using your 165 and our G11 and
That's
just
cool.
looking at the rest of your range of telescopes. I'm just sort of, I'm salivating thinking about all these things.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I have long admired Scott LOSMANDY and his skills at making astronomical gear. He and I have been long-term friends, and so it's so much fun and gratifying to me to work together with.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, we've been working together, like 3 years now, at least. It's been great. Yeah.
For you
Well,
and me,
no,
it's
like
been
as
longer
a
than that,
LOSMANDY
so-
Explore Scientific
That's
now,
right.
but I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a nice 15 years. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
right.
Scott,
Yes, sir.
you're admired. He says, "Oh, good."
Oh, good. I could hear it in the background. Okay,
Yeah.
so before you go,
It's
you asked Tanya to hide that amazing shot, but we want to see the photograph.
Oh, well,
Was,
yeah, we can show
was
it
it
to
in
you.
33 or what was this?
It is, and so here's the interesting story. So this is, and you know what? This thing is. Look at this. It's filthy.
Oh gosh. Well, You didn't tell me
can't
to
see
clean
that
it.
on television.
Come on.
This is how my artist is. Okay, so can you see that? Okay.
On
So this is
television,
actually-
Brian, you should know this. It removes dusts and specks and everything. So
I just
It looks brand new. It looks like it came
Okay,
right
but
off.
look, here's the thing though. The 165 comes with, so what's the F, is it like an F7?
It is. Yep.
And then it comes standard with a reducer, right? To bring it down to, I think, like a 5.3, if I'm not mistaken.
So it's a 0.7 reducer. It's not standard, but I sent one with it. Yeah.
Okay, so but I did use it with that.
Yeah.
And this picture, although I was up in this dark sky spot for 3 nights, this only happened in about 3 hours. And the reason is because it was so windy that my tent literally collapsed on me. And like half of my son, I'm not making this up.
I know.
Scott was actually there and he made fun of me.
Scott was there, yeah.
Scott has a car that has one of those pop-up tents, you know?
Yeah.
And those things are rock solid. And I'm out there, you know, I'm
blown away.
You know, I'm like trying to fight my way out of this tent in my long underwear. But I lost a ton of subs. So this is really only 3 hours. And, you know, when you take a telescope like that at that speed, right, that 5.3, and a mount that just tracks really well, and no wind would be my recommendation. You know, you can produce some really amazing, you know, and this doesn't even include hydrogen alpha. I mean, it's just these star forming regions just popping off of this thing, right?
Right.
So,
yeah. So that's M33. It's an awesome image. So.
What channels are those? What channels did you use?
It's just this. It's RGB. I didn't even shoot luminance. So I had to do a synthetic luminance, which worked out perfectly fine. But you know, like I said, that telescope was just a light gathering monster. I mean, at that aperture, you know, you're almost talking like Rasa type of stuff.
Right. Beautiful stuff. Yeah. So, and that's the image that you guys are showing off at the Advanced Imaging Conference. So, by the way, I look forward to attending that again. And
they're saying in October.
Yeah. We should sit right next to each other or intermingle or something, or take out the curtain in between us.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate it. And it was thank you, Scott, for having us. And Kent, you too.
So you guys are going to start your podcast next week, next month. When do you think?
Within the next probably 3 weeks, I would say. Yeah.
Next 3 weeks. Okay.
I would say within the next 3 weeks. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's where it's going to premiere.
Okay.
So then you'll know. You'll know when it's up.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Take care.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See y'all.
Bye, Kent.
Okay. So Kent, that was nice.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, huh?
Boy. Fast forward.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Kent, I was talking to Terry Mann at the Astronomical League, and you had asked her about the universe sampler, and so we're getting some examples of the universe sampler sent to us. We'll probably have them this week, maybe the end of this week, and you can go through this in detail. But I know that you're also very familiar with this, and you have worked with the league for a long time. In fact, I think did you work on the Reflector magazine? Is that right?
I was editor of Reflector magazine for, I think it was 3 years. So that had been what? 12, it's quarterly. So it'd be, 12 issues. And then the job change just forced me to stop. Just something had to give, and kids are, getting older and stuff. But yeah, I was editor of the Reflector for, and the first editor after the longtime editors had stepped down. And it was a lot of work, but it was worthwhile work. And, it was back in the days when astrophotography wasn't done by very many people. It was back in the early 2000s. And, getting imagery was a challenge sometimes because, it was a hard thing for people to do. So sure. I'm sharing my screen right now, which I guess is up. That's the cover of the Universe Sampler. And for beginners, for people who are doing FirstLight, figuring stuff out is hard. You got to figure out how the sky moves and, the measuring systems, like on Earth, we have longitude and latitude. In the sky, we have a similar system, declination and right ascension. And there's things to learn that makes the experience of the night sky much better. The universe sampler is a wonderful, concise, well-designed journey, like it says, through the universe. Teaches you the basics, how telescopes work. And so we're going to start going through it a little bit every FirstLight Chronicles to expose people to it. They're $13 on the Astronomical League's website, which is I don't remember it.
I'll find the link for it and let people.
It was hard. It was sort of hard to find, and I actually meant to save that link and didn't do it. But it's a great way to learn the sky. It's it's written down. You can go back to it. I know more and more people are learning by video and really become a video learners. But having it written down so you can go back and review it real quick, I think is a practical way to learn it. So Scott, to find that link, it's astroleague.org.
I see the Universe Sampler Observing Program. There's a page for it. Requirements and rules, submitting, certification.
So let me find it.
Here we go. And there's a link from Astronomical League sales. So I'm gonna share this.
Did you find the Universe Sampler? Okay, good deal.
Yeah. And so this is, if you guys are, kind of starting out or you want to brush up your skills, it's, like I have open water diving certification. It's been a while since I dived. Okay. I would not go diving again without taking refresher courses, so, and if you want to go, you can never learn the basics enough. I think that real experts go back through the basics again and again and hone those skills to the nth degree. And if you're looking for a way to formalize your own outreach programs, and you're wanting to take a group of people through a great process in learning how to navigate through the sky and how to use a telescope and all the rest of it, you probably couldn't do any better than to use the Universe Sampler as that roadmap. And so, I think you're going to like it. And Kent is, gosh, he's going to be great at going through this with you, because he has shown, I think, maybe thousands of people how to get started in astronomy. And so, I know that when we talked about it with the executives at the Astronomical League, when they found out Kent wanted to do this, they were so excited. So as I was. You're muted, Kent.
There we go. It's not going to be a video class. We're going to look at it and talk about like a chapter and episode and not spend a lot of time on it, but as a way to encourage people to take the next step and get one. And get on down the road and help themselves to learn what's going on up in the sky and how telescopes work. So that's hopefully, I'm going to guess probably start next Tuesday would be my guess.
I would assume so.
Yeah, something like that. That's what the goal is.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about those binoculars behind you for a minute, Scott? Let me share this screen.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess I could stand by him so you can see an idea of scale. Now I showed these when we first got them. Okay, these are 120 millimeter binoculars. We have mounted these. We've done a custom mounting job on our giant field tripod, and then we've got our extension tube here, our extension pier, which just raises it up. So it's a nice, comfortable observing angle. You could have like a drummer's stool or something, or a chair that rises up and down. But this thing is like the Rock of Gibraltar. It's really, really sturdy. So mounting this thing on a photo tripod, unless you got a really big photo tripod, I would probably recommend a system like this. We haven't got the pricing totally figured out for the pier and the tripod, but it's not going to be very expensive. not as expensive as a camera tripod is.
You know, if you want to talk, I mean, those are 120 millimeter binoculars. That's two 120 millimeter telescopes beside each other. And we were looking at sunspots with him yesterday. If the screen share, you can see that we made a solar filter on the end of it that we probably are going to make available. At least I think we should. That looked, it was just fabulous. And each eyepiece is individually focusable. So instead of being like a normal 62,
these are 16 millimeter eyepieces, but you can stick any of our 1.25 eyepieces in there. Sorry, can't take the 2-inch.
Yeah,
it's lightweight enough that you can handle it with one hand, you know, and when it mounts, you know, this foot onto the universal mount up there, it just hits the center of balance really perfectly. So you've got push pull, dew shields, and you know, some really cool thing to look through.
One thing I hadn't realized is I'd seen him in the office when we had him out in the sun. There's a silver metal flake in the paint, and those are just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So a lot of people that have seen it already in real life are going, "Gosh, I want to put that in my living room." So
yeah,
you know, and it is a super instrument, and can be used for long range. Terrestrial type of observing mountains, whale watching, serious stuff, so, and then the deep sky stuff on it. The Orion Nebula looks beautiful in this thing. Things like the moon don't look flat, they look spherical. The moon looks spherical, because you're using both eyes. And I think there's something about the contrast, of using both sides of your brain to look at something, so some of these things come in. And you're still muted, Kent.
I often unmute because of the noise in the background out here in the customer service bullpen. Your eyes are used to looking at things at the same time, and that's the way your brain wants to take in information. And by going with two eyes, a pair of giant binoculars, it really is. The sun was really nice yesterday. Some nice sunspots really
nice
gave
today,
it some
too.
depth.
I took them back out to look at them again. So,
those are out there. They're not cheap, but they're not crazy expensive either for what they are. When you realize you're getting two 120 millimeter telescopes mounted side by side with interpupillary distance adjustment, and each one focuses independently of the other. You can buy the cradle, and we're working on getting that pier and tripod to make it, different. So you don't have to sit down. It's going to be a good package. I'm looking forward to seeing how well it takes off. So,
well, good. All right. So in an hour and a half, people are going to start logging in for the Global Star Party. Kent, why don't you go ahead and put in the waiting room link, if you can do that, onto the chat. Or you can send it to me on...
I'm going to have to log into Zoom. I sent it to you last week, I think. Let me see. Hang on. I'll put it in the chat, Scott, and then you can post it to everybody. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, do that. Now, if you guys are watching and you haven't been on Global Star Party yet, you want to try it, this would be a good night to do that. We have some great speakers on. Jason Gonzell, the Vast Reaches, will be on. Molly Wakeling will be there. Of course, David Eicher from Astronomy Magazine. David Levy, of Jarnac Observatory. Deepti Gautam, she's going to be on. Libby in the Stars. We've got Bob Denny, Richard Grace, Cesar Barolo will be on. I think Rodrigo will be on with us again. So, and some others. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I always enjoy the global star parties. Gary Palmer and I are planning on a Friday European edition of the Global Star Party, and that may be this Friday or the next Friday. So trying to get an answer on that one. But
So
yeah.
Scott, that's the link to the URLs or to the meeting room is in the
I
chat.
see it. Okay.
So how this works is at about 9:30, right? Scott, is what we're shooting for me to open the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 9:30 tonight, 9:30 Central Time. I'm going to open the room, and it's you just pop in. I'll let you in when I see you come in. I'll check your audio, check your video. If you're going to be showing any pictures, make sure that screen sharing's working and a good quality connection. If that works, then I provide you the link to Scott's room, and then you leave my waiting room and you go into the meeting, and be prepared to be concise, get after it, and talk about astronomy, not about politics.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No politics. That's a rule. But the other thing is too, is that the big rule is that you have to participate. So we have invited people onto our Global Star Party before, and they think that that's just kind of a hangout. Okay. I have allowed people to do it before, where if they just go in there and they're seeing what it's like, the environment of it's like, without giving a lecture or participating in any way. But I don't particularly have a waiting room. I turn that waiting room feature off on the Global Star Party Zoom link. So when you come on, you're on, and so that's the deal. And
And
anyways,
don't be afraid to shout out when the after party starts.
Yeah,
Scott's got this screen with 10 or 15 or 20 people on it.
yeah, it's like Hollywood Squares, right?
Yeah, except with more, and he may not realize you're there. So at the after party, if you're in, say, "Hey Scott, I'd like to talk about," and he'll see you and he'll recognize you.
Yeah. Don't be shy. That's
Right.
the other part. Don't because there's it's like being a whirling dervish. I'm chatting, I'm looking, I'm switching scenes, I'm waiting for the intermission and stuff like that. So let me know that you're on, okay? And beyond texting and beyond just sitting like a little internal chat, don't worry about that. Just say, "Hey Scott, great to be here," and then I'll know to come to you. Typically, we allow, like in the, if someone's got a program that they want to share, or like share their observatory, what that's all about, or their astronomy adventure or something in New Zealand or whatever it is. I typically allow about 10 to 15 minutes max. If we have a lot of people on, I'm going to try to keep it shorter, just so we can get to everybody, before the sun comes up in the morning. So anyhow, but it's global. We have people watch from all over the world, and we have people participate from all over the world. And that's the idea of it. It can be done no other way except to join up here, through a platform like Zoom and broadcasting simulcast in the way that we do. So, but anyhow, I'm excited about it. It's our 33rd Global Star Party, and hope you join us tonight.
Oh, Scott, you can win stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We haven't talked about that in a while. Tell them about winning stuff.
Yeah, well, we have the Astronomical League is our official sponsor of our door prizes, and every star party, what they do is they come up with questions, astronomical questions, and so what you'll do is you'll answer that astronomical, or give your best guess, or if you just happen to know the answer right off the top, answer the question. We'll give you an email address, which will be explorealliance@explorescientific.com. You'll email it in. All the people with correct answers, they're then mixed into, at random, we pick one, okay? And that gives everybody a level playing field, because during a simulcast, It could be YouTube broadcasts seconds before Twitch does, or vice versa, you know. And so this allows people not to take advantage of a platform where they are given the answer first, okay, beyond the others. And prior to us coming up with that plan, that we did have people won again and again and again. We're going, how is that happening? You know, that they are always winning. And of course, it turned out is because they were on the right platform. And so, you know, and so that was something that we did change. And then from there, you know, we send the winners over to the Astronomical League. They pick one. They send us back the one that they picked, and then we announce that on every show. So last Star Party's winners will be announced on this Star Party, and then we'll give out questions for the next winners to come in. Typically, they do 3 questions. They've talked about changing it up. So, you know, we don't set those rules, they do. And, you know, so it's been great to have that. And the door prizes are nice. So,
yeah, so I'll just tell what the door prizes are. It's a pretty standing slate. And so how it works is the person who answers the first question or gets drawn for the first question winner gets to pick from a slate of 4 prizes. And then the second question winner gets what's left. And the third winner gets what's left. So the slate of prizes are 1 hour of training, astrophotography training with Gary Palmer. He does this as a business, and it has a pretty good value to it. That's a great dollar value right there. Explorer Alliance upgrade or extension. To be a prize winner, you have to be a member of the Explorer Alliance. And there are now 2 levels of membership. Legacy, which is free and geared towards people who have had Explore Scientific gear. And then the platinum level, which costs $99.99. However, there's a little secret to it, so don't tell anybody, but we send you back a $100 gift card. Oh. So you join for $199.99. You actually make money because we sent you 1 penny more.
How do we make any money off of that?
We don't. That's not to concern them. Yeah, this is a membership program. This is a club. Right. And by being in that club, you gain a lot of benefits. Advanced replacement if we have the product available if something's broken. There's all sorts of other benefits out there to membership. All the
deals, the first access to product.
Yeah, exactly. For instance, the backpack. We have a new backpack out. Right. And they got a 20% discount through the end of the month. If you're an Explorer Alliance member, you get a 20%. Right? Yeah, it's still active through the 28th. For $79.99, you can get that deal. Email Explorer Alliance at explorescientific.com. We'll give you a ring and get you set up. So the other prizes are gear from Vacuum of Space, which is a website geared towards astronomy, and they have mugs and T-shirts and all sorts of stuff. And that's good that's a $50 value. And then a night with the Mark Slade Remote Observatory, which is our chief engineer, senior engineer, whatever.
That's a great deal.
Jerry Hubble.
Hands-on with an ED-165 mounted on a G11, a LOSMANDY G11.
Right.
And they're going to teach you how to take images and how to do some science. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's a great little program. We love getting that stuff out to the people and expanding the Explorer Alliance membership. And, you know, there are benefits of membership. Join the club.
Right.
I mean, you get your money back. What better deal is that?
Plus some.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. Well, great. Yeah. And are we Cameron saying, I'd love to get the tent in my future. We are shipping tents at this point.
That's correct. There was all the pre-orders were probably shipped. Since we didn't see a truck last week here in Northwest Arkansas, we had a lot of ice and snow.
That's true.
And really, in fact, a week ago this morning, the temperature was minus 20. So we've had a 80-degree temperature swing.
Yeah, it was 70 degrees today here in Arkansas. So it's crazy.
So it's 68 right now. So if the high was 70, That's a 90-degree temperature swing in a week. And yeah, so whoo, it was cold.
Good thing you're not aquarium fish, because we'd be
yes.
belly up. I tell you that right now.
So we didn't even see a UPS or FedEx truck last week. So those are probably going out today and tomorrow and shipping out. So all those pre-orders will be getting their stuff sometime this week. Yep.
In Canada, they call it a Chinook. Okay. All right. All right, guys, we are going to wind this down. Come to the Global Star Party tonight and bring your game on. Hope to see you on the show. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Ken. Thank you, man.